Hi, I'm Debbie from Create Pretty Things. Welcome to my live tonight. As you jump on, please say hello, heart the video, let me know that you're watching. And if you see the live button up at the top, that means you're watching me live. If you don't see it, it means you're watching me on a replay. So please comment hashtag replay in the comments to let me know that you watched. Okay, we've got another fun one coming up tonight. We're gonna use this farmhouse animals pattern. It's got cows, pigs, chickens, and some floral elements. We are going to place it on this large chalkboard. Isn't that a beauty? It is beautiful. So we are going to have to apply this transfer a couple times to get it to cover. As you jump on also, please comment exclamation point notify in the comments, and that will get you live notifications when I jump on live. And the keyword for today is farm. So when you type farm into the comments, check your messenger. You'll receive a message back from me containing the link to the products I'm using tonight. And it'll be sent right to your messenger. First thing we're going to do, these are reusable silkscreen transfers. Anywhere you see the white is silkscreen. That means the paste is going to go through the silkscreen and onto your surface. They are reusable between 8 and 12 times, and they are sticky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my fuzz towel to go ahead and lessen that sticky just a little bit. We don't want it to stretch up as we pull it off. So because we want to reuse this, we want it to be in primo shape for next time. So I'm just going to apply my fuzz towel a couple times, press it down and lift it off. Okay, that's half of it done. I'm going to peel off the other half and save your transfer backer. Your transfer needs to go back on that when it's done. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fuzz this one a couple times just to lessen that sticky a little bit. The colors I'm going to be using tonight are bright white. I'm going to be using jade. I did put eucalyptus in the shopping cart. I have jade, which is a green. It's very similar to eucalyptus, maybe just not as blue. But I have this jar and I haven't used it for such a long time. And I thought it would be nice to use it for the grass elements, the floral elements. And then I'm also going to be using Nominee, which is a color of the month, and you can't get it anymore. I did put a gold in the shopping cart, but this one is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. If you have a chance to get a color of the month, which are released on the first of the month every month, I would advise getting those. They are amazing. Amazing. They're in limited supply, and you do have to have a qualifying order in your cart in order to purchase those. But look out for those. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and lay my transfer onto my surface. And I want to try and get it on here straight. But notice that my surface is irregular on the sides. So I'm just going to go ahead and press it down as much as I can on the sides. And I'm going to paste these elements as best I can. Let's see. I think I need to move it over a little bit more just because of this side is not quite as centered. So let's try it again. Okay, so I'm going to lay it down. And you do want to make sure that you smooth any wrinkles out. You don't want any air bubbles in your silkscreen. You want it to lay flat. And so smooth it out. Okay, so this may be a little tricky because of all the curvature of the sides, but we're going to go ahead and get started. Now my plan is to do some of the animals white and some of them gold. And actually the chickens, I might want to do the chickens another color. Yellow, orange. Let's see what color I might want to do them. Hold on. I'm on my way back to you. I'm going to pick out another color for the chickens. Okay, the chickens, I have a Shimmer Harvest here, which is kind of a yellowish goldish. It's beautiful. It's a shimmer. I also have a orange peel, which is orange. And I also have one of our new on vogue colors, Squeeze. So I might do a combination of these. These colors are not in the shopping cart, but you can definitely add them. You can change that shopping cart to reflect whatever you want to do. You can add, subtract, and change anything that I put in there. So it's just a starting point for you to find out what I used and decide whether you want to change it up a little bit or not. I do have a small piece of something right there, and I don't want it to be underneath my transfer because then it won't lay right. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by using my bright white. You know what? I'm going to start by using my jade, my green. I'm going to go ahead and do my floral elements first because I know they're all going to be that color. And I'll take some of the guesswork out. Should I do the flowers a different color, guys? We have different flowers here too. I wonder if I should do them a bright pink or something. I didn't think this completely through. Okay, there is one jade floral element. Let me get another color. Okay, I got this color Marvelous. It's kind of a purple pink. We're going to use that for the flowers. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and do all my greenery. Green. And you do want to make sure that you're peeling this up when the paste is still wet. So I'm going to do a paste and pull method, which just means that you are going to paste a little bit, and then you're going to lift your transfer off to release that paste, just to make sure that it goes through and stays on that surface. And then I'll put it back down and continue chalking. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that now. So I chalked it, and I'm just going to release it. I guess you guys can't see that, huh? I'm going to release it a little bit right here. And this is what it looks like so far. Okay, just a few little pieces. And we are going to match up our transfer and continue it up here when we're done. But for now, I'm just going to lay this transfer down, and I'm going to press around the areas that I have not chalked, and I'm going to continue going down with my greenery. So down here in the corner, leave that flower alone because we'll add it later. So sometimes it takes a little bit of, you have to pay attention to how the pattern is just to make sure you get everything that you want, the proper color. And that's okay, that's part of the fun of this. And if you mess up, which I probably will, it's no big deal. This is your creation. You can do what you want. You can make this anything you want. Okay, we have a big one up here. Continues down here. Now this paste is water soluble and it cleans up with water. It's non-toxic, so it's safe for your children to use. If it gets in your clothes, good luck. No, you can actually rinse it in a sink right away. I put a little bit of Dawn on it just to kind of get it working a little bit to remove that paste. I rinse it and I do wash it right away if I get it on my clothing. And I have had good luck with that, getting it out. Okay, so I've done another section. I'm going to go ahead and release that paste again. And it's looking great. Now, normally I would dry this as I lift, but I think I'm doing okay right now. And before you paste any more, you are going to make sure that your transfer is down well. Okay. So I've got all those. I'm going to go ahead and go right here. Now this is the first time I've used this transfer, so it is probably a little stickier than it might be the second or third time you use it, but it's just perfect. The sticky on the back makes it stay put, so it doesn't move around when you're pasting. You're putting your paste on there, and it's actually the secret of these reusable transfers is the stick. You want to protect that stick. Because it's the secret that makes these work. Okay, Now the paste, when I put it on, I will put it on and then I'll kind of go over it a little bit to kind of even out the texture of the surface. So you'll see me going over it, and it's also to remove any excess paste, which will allow it to dry a little quicker. And sometimes you may not know what you're coloring, but these florals are pretty easy to figure out. At least the ferns are. I'm trying to get all the way down to the frame as best I can. Here's a large piece of greenery here. Then I think I only have one more piece right over here. Well, two more. Then we'll be ready to pull it up again and add some detail with the flowers on it. And remember, I'm going to pull this up and I'm going to put it back down. The reason I'm pulling it up is to release that paste. Oops, there's a little bit of a flower down here, a fern, a greenery piece. And it is kind of tricky down here. Just do the best you can. I'm going to pull it from the bottom this time. Release that paste. And from what I can see, it looks great. I'll lay this down. And I'm going to press down any areas where I have not chalked. And I'm going to work on doing the flowers. Okay. The floral elements. So I want to make sure, I missed a little bit of green right there, I can tell, that I have my flowers down. Little green element right there. Okay. And I'm going to use the Marvelous now. Let me check this. I haven't checked this paste for a while. Okay, it looks good. So you want your paste to be the consistency of like a can of frosting, and this definitely is. Can you see it? It's great. Okay, so I'm going to get a smaller squeegee. Maybe I'll get a very small squeegee. And I'm going to do my flowers. So anywhere I see a flower, I'm going to do it in Marvelous. Okay. And there are a couple little dots here too. I'm going to go ahead and do those in Marvelous too. Some of these are right near the edge, so they're going to be a little bit harder to grab. I do a little pink tail on this piggy here. Should I do pink tails on all the piggies? What do you guys think? The pigs are going to be either white or nominee, which is gold. Might be cute to have little pink tails on the piggies. And this is going pretty fast, guys, as far as the flowers. There's a pig. Let's do his tail. Now remember, the paste is only going through the areas where you can see, I missed some green right there. The areas where you can see the blackboard through the silk screen. Okay. So, you know, when it comes to farmhouse, I'm kind of torn because a lot of times I want it to be just simple black and white, to be just two colors. But this is so pretty too that I would love to go ahead and do it several different colors. So what colors would you guys do this? Would you do it all black and white? Or would you do it with the greens and the pinks? Or what colors would you use? Would you like to see it all black and white? It's kind of neat like that. Or I don't know, any other colors. What colors would you like to see? There's a pink flower there, a dot there. I'll try to make sure I didn't miss anything here. Now, once again, I'm going to lift this a little bit and release that paste. Looks great. I'm going to try and put this back down so I can do my animals. So I want to stick any place down where I'm going to be chalking. I've got to do my roosters or chickens still. And I've got to do my pigs and my cows. Okay. Okay, so cow number 1, I think we're going to do him white. So the biggest cow is going to be white. Have you guys ever seen a white cow? Maybe I should do some multicolored. I'm going to go ahead and do this one white, and this seems like a thinner paste here. We're going to do the first one white, and then we'll go and revisit it and see if we want to do something that's like a gold and a white, or just a gold. But like I said, sometimes I'm back and forth between putting too many colors in a farmhouse piece. Well, and that just bled a little bit right there. I had a bubble, and that bled, which means it's not going to be a clear imprint, but I can clean it up. I can repair it. Okay, it's one cow done. Let's try this one. I'm just going to go ahead and put some white here and there, and then we'll do some gold, which is our nominee color. So I'm going to mix him up just a little bit. Okay. And this, there might be an air bubble there too. It's real important to press the silk screen down around where you're going to chalk. This one looks like it had an air bubble. And right here up against the edge is going to be a little tough. It is lifting a little bit. And like I said, if it lifts and has an air bubble, then the paste is not going to be contained within that area that's held within the silk screen, and it will run a little bit, and you may have to clean it up, but usually these are pretty easy to clean up. Okay, let's see how those two look right now. Okay, I'm going to pull it up. Can you guys see this? Okay, just what I thought. Okay, so I do have some bleeding on this cow right here, That's where the air bubble was. But this is a chalkboard, so I'm gonna let it dry and I can scrape it off. This cow, I don't know what I think about that cow. It's kind of cute. I think he'll do. I think he'll be okay. I think he'll be fine. So I am going to dry this a little bit. We're getting to the point where it's having more paste on here, and we don't want it to pull up or change when we peel it up. And we are going to be pasting and pulling a couple times, so I want to make sure it's dry. Okay, so it's semi-dry right now. What color should we do the pigs? Pig and a cow. It says cow, and there's a rooster right there. Let's go ahead and do our rooster. Now, as you can see, this one is dry. So what I'm going to do, this is distilled water. I'm going to spray a little bit of distilled water in here. And I'm going to mix it up. Well, it's not too dry. Mix it up really well so that you don't have any wet spots. Okay. So I've got this. And I think I'll just do this first one, just orange. We'll just do it plain orange. We're going to end up matching him up anyway when we repeat the pattern. So it's probably easier to know exactly what color we're using. So I've got him orange. And maybe the top little piggy will do pink. Let's do him pink. Let's make sure our silk screen is down. And like I said, since I'm doing it one color, we'll know what color to continue the pattern. And so that'll help us out. Smoothing out some of these lines to give it a better texture so it's not as bumpy. I'm going to do my cow up here. I'm going to do him white. And he's just a partial cow right now. And he is running off to the side. So we're going to try and grab it as close to the edge as we can. And we're just pasting on this stuff. This is so easy, guys. This is easy just to, it's like buttering toast. You just get your paste on your squeegee and you butter it. You butter it, okay? Let's get a little bit of our harvest, our shimmer harvest. And let's do our other chicken over here a little bit. This looks a little dry too. So I'm gonna add some distilled water. I just add a little bit at a time because you can always add more, but if you get too much, you can't take it out. Okay, and then I'm going to get another small squeegee if I have one. Here's one. And I'm going to kind of do this one, a little bit of the shimmer harvest and a little bit of the orange peel. A couple different colors. And once again, I don't know about this mixing of colors, but it's what I'm doing for right now. And guess what, guys? This is a chalkboard. You can redo this. You can redo this later if you don't like it. I'm going to press down my chicken here. Let's do a little bit of orange. Let's do a little bit of shimmer harvest on his tail and the bottom part of him. And then let's do some of our squeeze. This squeeze is our en vogue color for this season. En vogue means they're usually like a seasonal color and they don't always stay. We've got a couple en vogue colors that have stayed around, but don't expect them to stay. They're usually here for a short season. Okay, so this one's kind of multicolored. We're gonna do our pig. This pig pink as well. Whoops, did I put my white in my Marvelous, it's called. Let's make sure our screen is down. And then we're gonna pull the transfer off. Just to see what we have, to admire our work. There might be an air bubble there. Going over it, smoothing out the paste. Well, looks like a few air bubbles, we'll see. Okay, let's pull this down and see what we have so far. That pig looks good for the air bubbles being there. So what else did we paste? Oh, we did our chicken down here. Oh my gosh, you guys. I like our chicken and our cow. What do you guys think? The multicolors, I like those. So far, so good. Okay, go ahead and dry it up a little bit because like I said, we've done all this work. We want to protect it. I'm not sure if I'm missing a part of this cow's leg. We'll look at that. Okay. So I'm really trying not to stick this together. Let me see. Yes, I am missing a part of that little cow's leg. So let me find my squeegee for my nominee. Okay, that's repaired. Okay, we have a little pink piggy over here. And another pink piggy right here. I think I'll do those both at the same time. I want a bigger squeegee though. Whoops, way too much. Have you guys noticed it doesn't take a lot of paste to do these projects? A little bit goes a long way because you're putting it back in. If you don't use it, you're putting the paste back into the jar. So it works out well. You're not really using a lot of paste. Now make sure you go all the way to the end of your designs. Like I missed that leg on that cow. It's something I do regularly, so it's nothing new, but I do want to make sure I get all of it covered because it's what gives it the design. Okay, we're going to do our cow. I think we'll do this cow. Let's just do him nominee. Let's do him a solid color. Make sure it's down all around the outside. And I am seeing some little bubbles up here as I do this. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of scraping over it. I'm going to try and get off any paste that I have extra. And hopefully that'll fill in those air bubbles I see. Okay. Now what do we have left? We have part of a cow down here, which is going to be a little tough to do because of how the board is sitting. Well, let's do him white. Make sure I press down there so I get it. Trying to get all the way up into the edge. Okay. And then what is this? That's part of the rooster. And this, I believe, is a pig. And this is a cow. Let's get this cow done over here. Let's do him white as well. I'm really kind of forcing this down because it's kind of wanting to come up in the air. Okay, so that may not be the best impression of the cow. Let's go ahead and do our, yeah, it's kind of bumpy, but it looks still like a cow. And then let's get our pig down. And the area where I'm pressing down, guys, doesn't have a lot of the blue part, which is the silk screen on here. So that's why it's kind of not staying down as well because of our frame's shape. But that is the pig right there. And then we've got a rooster, actually just a little bit of the rooster's tail feathers right there. And I don't think I'm going to do it. I'm going to leave it go. Okay, so I'm going to peel this up and we're going to wash our transfer. Wow. Look at it, guys. So far, so good. Okay, I'm going to stand it up here. I'll show you how to wash the transfer. I'm going to place it down on my work surface. And I'm going to spray it with regular tap water. And the sooner you get these wet and cleaned, the better. It's going to be easier for you. Okay, so I'm going to get a paper towel for my first layer. As you guys jump on, if you know of anybody else that would like to watch this tutorial, please feel free to invite them. Go ahead and share this out. I'd really appreciate it. Sometimes we don't get the reach that we want, and people might really want to see how this is done. So you'd be doing me a big favor if you'd share this out. Okay, so I've kind of gotten the first layer off. Now what I'm going to do is use what's called a board eraser. This is in your shopping cart. It's like a magic eraser sponge, except it doesn't have any chemicals. And these are just perfect for cleaning up your transfers. They make the work quick and easy. It really gets in that silk screen and removes that paste. Since these silk screens are reusable between 8 and 12 times, you want to clean them out perfectly every time, both sides, so that you can reuse them over and over and over again. Okay, now this side isn't perfectly clean, but I'm going to go ahead and flip it over, rinse out my sponge, and we're going to work on the other side. Let me get a paper towel. Now, as I lift this off, my work surface is going to have paste on it that's gone through the cleaning process. I'm just going to go ahead and wipe that off. And that's why I like these silicone mats. I feel like they're the easiest things to clean when it comes to paint and paste and needing to spray water on a surface. They protect your surface down below, and I really love it. Now I'm going to put this sticky side up on my mat. Now the sticky side did not have any paste applied to the surface, but it did have paste that went through that silk screen. So it's not going to be as dirty, but it still needs to be cleaned. And so I'm just going to go ahead and grab my board eraser, rinse it out, and wipe over this, but I'm not going to scrub it. I'm just going to kind of glide over. I want to take care of that adhesive that's on the back side. I want that to last. So I don't want to scrub it off. But I do want to get it clean. And you may want to go a couple different ways. Maybe go in circles to clean this. Just to go a couple different directions. You know how paste gets everywhere. It just gets in the cracks and the crevices. It gets in the corners. So you may want to do that. And as you're cleaning this, the sticky allows you to go over it, and it will allow you to dry it. Now, as it dries, the sticky will come back. So I'm going to dry this, and as I do that, it's going to get rid of all that dirty water. And I'm going to flip it over and clean my surface underneath one more time, just so it doesn't pick it up again as I'm doing this. And I'm going to work on the front again. I kind of tend to do both sides 2 times just to make sure they're really clean. You do want to make sure this is perfectly clean when you put it away and dry. Now this is my top side, so I can scrub a little bit harder on it. It's the dirtier side. I'm going to dry this side. And especially since we're reusing this, we're going to be laying this down again. You want to make sure that this is perfectly dry before you use it again. Okay. So let's go ahead and flip it over. And really what they advise to do when you're cleaning these transfers is to take them to a sink and run them under water. But if you're reusing it like I am here on a live, you really just need to clean it right here. And this is the best way to do it. Okay, so that's dry enough to use again. Now, I want to make sure that where I'm going to lay on top of is completely dry. So I may have a little bit of sticky going over this pig and this cow, overlapping. So I'm going to lay that down. Okay, so now these are see-through. See-through. See a little bit of paste right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up. I need to find the top half of this rooster and line it up, and the cow and the pig right where to butt it right up to where we chalked last. A little bit of an overlap there. Okay, this looks good. That looks good. That looks good. We're going to smooth it on. Go ahead and lay it on here, making sure we don't have any air bubbles. And we're going to continue chalking to complete our pattern. Okay, so our chicken was the orange. I'm going to finish him up. Bumblebee. Okay, so then we need to continue our green flower here, or floral. Grass, whatever you want to call it. Greenery, ferns, leaves. Let's do some of our marvelous, our marvelous, there it is, a small one, flowers. And dots if we have any. We have a few dots right here. I do notice I did one of these flowers orange instead of leaving it for pink. But that's okay. That's okay. Well, that's the pig. Pig. Oops, we need to do some more green right there. Let's see, okay. Let's do our pig pink. Sometimes it's hard, you get used to looking for flowers, but you don't realize that there's flowers in the skin of the pig as well. So it may throw you off just a little bit. Okay, and I do see that we do need to do some of the floral elements over here on the side. And then we have our cow over here. And once again, it's up against that side. Okay. Then we have our pig to finish right here. Chicken. And then our cow over here in white. I feel like it's a scavenger hunt, guys. We're just kind of looking for stuff that we need to finish. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and lift this up. See how we did as far as matching up. Well, we can see a little bit of a line here on this cow. So I may want to bring this down and see if I can re-chalk that. I can make a better match. Okay, so it's still a little bit. I'm just kind of trying to pull it down a little bit to make it match more. So the seam isn't so visible. It's still there, so I may have to work on that in a second. We're going to release this paste. Our chicken didn't come out so good here, so let's get some more paste. And finish him off. Little bit of paste, it's not going through, so I'm going to just dab my finger in a little bit of water. I'm going to rub that. Better, okay. So what else do I need to work on? Let me flip this over, guys. Can you see what we have so far? I think it's adorable. Timber. If your transfers stick to themselves, just gently pull them apart. If they get really, really stuck, just take them to a sink with water and pull them apart there. Okay, these are legs of a pig, I believe there. Okay. Here's some pink flowers we need to finish up. A pink flower right there and a couple dots, pink flower there. And at this point, it's really hard to see what I've done and what I haven't done. But I can see that we need to finish up some flowers. Bring them all the way to the edge. And this is where it gets tough because we are working so close to this edge. But we are gonna have a bow up at the top too, so I'm not too worried about this. Okay, so we need to finish up our cow, maybe in nominee. And a couple chickens. And our chickens, let's see. I'm just gonna do this one all in squeeze, make it easy on myself. And there's a chicken right here. So I'm just gonna kind of dot him, squeeze, orange peel, and some harvest, shimmer harvest. So he's gonna be kind of a model chicken. Let me see if I've missed anything. I think these floral elements could have been chalked a little better. I think we're good, guys. Let's take this off. Can you guys see? Oh, I missed something big in the middle. What'd I miss? A cow. I missed a cow. Okay, so what we'll do is I'm gonna lay this, I'm just gonna stick it to my desk. We're gonna dry this and then we'll chalk that cow on. But my dryer went overboard. I'm still here, guys. I'm just getting the dryer, which tends to go overboard pretty often for me. So as I'm assessing this, I want to clear up this line. See how it's divided pretty bad on this cow? I want to clear that up, and then some of the floral elements did not come through as much as I would like them to. So I'm going to go ahead and repair those before, well, as we finish up. Okay, let's see what I can do about fixing this. I think I want to clean my transfer again. Hold on. I'm going to clean it one more time. Just so I'm not transferring any paste that I don't want to areas that are already chalked. How are you guys doing with this? What do you think? Would you do this as a pattern for your house? Do you love farmhouse charm? You know, I'm not a big farm person, but I sure love these transfers. I love all the farmhouse transfers that have come out through Chalk Couture. My husband thinks I'm crazy, but I do love these. I love the chickens, the pigs, the cows, farmhouse, and the spindles. Or what are they called? Not the spire, not the spindles, not the windmills, I want to say spines. What are those called? Like the windmill things, the wind chiming things. I don't know, guys. It's not coming to me. Okay, let's check out the top side again. Just, whoops. Now really try not to have this happen, get them stuck to each other. But if it does, just work it out gently. They could pull your transfer apart, but just work on it. Easy. So easy. Now this is not a really clean job, but I'm really only doing this for the cow, so I think it'll be okay. Do make sure it's dry though before you put it back down on your surface, because you don't want to disturb that paste that's already down. Okay. All right, let's try this again. Okay, so I want to work on my cow, and I want to work on that line being a little more seamless. On the cow. Chicken looks pretty good. Pig looks pretty good. Okay. So the cow. I think we'll do him in white. Make sure everything's pressed down. I am at the tail end of my white paste. And I am getting sloppy here. So I did go over some of my green, which I didn't really intend to do. So I'm going to paste over that again, right on top. And I know that I had some greenery that need a little extra love. Actually, I think I'm going to leave it. Take this off. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I do have a mess in one spot. So here's what it looks like. I still have a little line on my cow I need to fix. And I do have a little mess where I chalked over the green. But this is it so far, guys. This is it so far. And you know what, guys? I've been on long enough. I think I'll go ahead and do the bow. I'm just going to hang a bow right here so I can hang a wreath. And I'll show it to you in a picture. But this is what it looks like right now. I hope you guys love it. I hope you enjoyed watching this. And we'll be back on again tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to share with those you think would love it. Make sure you heart the video and comment as ! Notify to get notified when I go on live again. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.